Welcome to class 9 students. Today in this video we are going to start exercise 8.2. For 8.1 I've given you video one day before only, but now we will discuss with 8.2. Okay, in 8.2 there is midpoint theorem. So what's the theorem? First of all, you must understand. In a triangle ABC, if midpoint is given to you of any two sides, like E is the midpoint of AB and F is midpoint of AC, then when you will join these two midpoints, this would be parallel to the third side. Means line joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side. Line joining midpoints is EF, which would be parallel to BC. First thing is this is the theorem. Second thing is EF would be half of BC by using midpoint theorem only. That this line joining the midpoints of any two sides, no? This would be half of third side. This is the theorem. You must learn first of all about this. Then we will be able to do 8.2. Okay? What? When you will join the line of midpoints of any two sides, no? Then it will be parallel to third side and this would be half of BC. Okay? So on the basis of this theorem, I'm going to explain you exercise 8.2. The very first question for this exercise is, question is students, ABCD is a collateral in which PQRS are the midpoints of the sides AB, BC, CD and DA. AC is diagonal. Show that. First of all, I'm going to draw the figure which is given in the question only. Figure 8.29. ABCD is a collateral. Okay. In ABCD, line point P is midpoint of AB. Q R is midpoint of this. And S is midpoint of AD. So what you have to show that SR is parallel to AC. AC is a diagonal. And you have to show that SR is parallel to this, right? So you can take triangle ADC. In that triangle, S and R are the midpoints of AD and DC. You have to write this first. If these are the midpoints, then line joining the midpoints SR would be parallel to third side by using midpoint theorem. And this would be half of this also. If you will see this much triangle only, right? ADC, then SR would be parallel to AC and SR would be half of AC. Okay. Now, second part is prove that PQ is equals to SR. PQ is equals to SR. Now just go in this triangle ACB. So in triangle ACB, these are the midpoints. So line joining midpoints, that is PQ, it would be parallel to AC, right? And PQ is half of AC. Now, if SR is also half of AC and PQ is also half of AC, so both will be, SR will be equals to PQ. If SR equals to PQ, then and SR would be parallel to PQ also, because SR is parallel to AC, PQ is also parallel to AC. So SR would be parallel to PQ. If one pair of opposite sides of a correlatal is equal and parallel, both are equal also and parallel also, so this would be a parallelogram. Hence PQRS is a parallelogram. So according to second part, you have to prove PQ equal to SR. If this is a parallelogram, you can show that this will be equal to this and this would be parallel to this also. And in second part, this is equals to this. You have to prove this. We have done earlier only. That's it. Again, ABCD is a collateral given to you and you have to prove that that SR is parallel to AC. So by using midpoint theorem, S and R are midpoints. When you will join this, this would be parallel to the third side of the triangle. As ADC is a triangle, so SR would be parallel to AC and SR would be half of AC. So in this triangle, when you will go in triangle ABC, PQ would be parallel to AC by using midpoint theorem and PQ would be half of AC. Okay, and if SR is also parallel to AC and PQ is also parallel to AC, so both will be parallel by using 1 and 2. SR would be parallel to PQ, and here SR is equals to half of AC, PQ is equals to half of AC, so SR is equals to PQ. Okay, so if one pair of opposite side is parallel and equal also, then PQRS, collateral PQRS would be a parallelogram, hence proved. That's it. This was the first question only. So next question is question number 3. Very simple. ABCD is a rectangle. Okay, ABCD is a rectangle. ABCD. PQRS are the midpoints. PQRS. These are the midpoints. When I will join these midpoints, then you will get a PQRS, a collateral, and you have to prove this PQRS a rhombus, right? How you will prove it? First of all, you have to do the same thing. You have to make it parallel. SR would be parallel to AC and half of AC. PQ would be parallel to AC and half of AC. If SR parallels to AC and SR half of AC, and here PQ is parallel to AC by using midpoint theorem only, and PQ is half of AC. You have to write over here that by using midpoint theorem. Okay, so you can say that SR is parallel to PQ and SR is equals to PQ. Here, hence we can say that PQRS is a parallelogram. To make it rhombus, as you know very well that whenever a parallelogram is given to you, you have to prove adjacent sides equal. When you will prove adjacent sides equal, then it will become rhombus, right? So how you will prove it equal? First of all, just go in this triangle APS and in this triangle PBQ. In triangle APS and triangle PBQ, see, this is a rectangle, no? So this would be 90 and this would be 90, right? And this is a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. So half of opposite, that is AS would be equals to BQ. AS would be equals to BQ, half of opposite sides of rectangle. Reason. Okay, and the second thing is P is midpoint, AP would be equal to PB. P is midpoint. And angle A would be equals to B 90 degree. Angles of rectangle. Right? Therefore, you can say that triangle APS becomes congruent to triangle PBQ by using side angle side congruent rule. So by using CPCT, you can prove PS equal to PQ. Hence, adjacent sides of parallelogram are equal, so it becomes a rhombus. That's it. So before starting fourth question, students, I would like to introduce converse of midpoint theorem. First of all, you must know about converse of midpoint theorem. Okay, what's the converse of midpoint theorem? Whenever a triangle is given to you and in one side you are given a midpoint, that is E is midpoint of AB, but second midpoint is not given to you. When you will produce a line from this midpoint like this, and if it is given that this line is parallel to this, right? Now opposite is given to you, parallel is given, and one midpoint is given. Then by using converse of midpoint theorem, second point will also become a midpoint of AC. when E is midpoint of AB. It is given, and line from E is parallel to BC. This is also given. These are given. So by using converse of midpoint theorem, you can say that F is also a midpoint of AC. Okay? Clear? So according to this theorem, we will do the next question. What's the next question? ABCD is a trapezium. Trapezium means like this. This is a trapezium. Okay. In this trapezium, ABCD, one pair is parallel, no? Given that AB is parallel to BC. Okay. BD is diagonal. Now just draw the diagonal. BD. E is the midpoint of AD. E is midpoint of AD. A line is drawn through F. E parallel to AB. A line is drawn through E which is parallel to AB. Right? Now, what is it intersects BC at F. Okay. At F. Show that F is midpoint of BC. What you have to show, given you will write, I'm going to write to prove only. What you have to show, F is midpoint of BC. This you have to show. How you will show it? Very simple. First of all, in this triangle ADB, you will go. Okay. According to this triangle, E is midpoint given to you. A is midpoint of AD. It is given. And line from E would be parallel to AB. You can take this point as G. EG would be parallel to, it is given, AB. Okay, these things are given to you. So, by using converse of midpoint theorem, you know no converse? Converse of midpoint theorem, you can say that, what you can say? That if E is midpoint and if line from this is parallel also, then G would be also a midpoint of, G is midpoint of DB. If G is midpoint of DB, what you can say? This is also midpoint and this line would be parallel to this also, just because both are parallel, no? Right? DC is parallel to AB and GF is parallel to AB, so therefore GF would be parallel to DC also. G is midpoint and GF is parallel to DC. So again, by using converse of midpoint theorem in this triangle, one midpoint is given, line is parallel, so F would also be a midpoint of BC. Therefore, FB equal to FC. This you have to prove only. Hence proved. Very simple. In question number 5, ABCD is a parallelogram. It is given to you. E is midpoint of AB, means this equals to this. F is midpoint of DC, this equals to this. This is given. Show that line segment AF and EC trisect the diagonal. Trisect means 3 equal parts. Means we have to show that what we have to prove. Given you will write. Okay, I'm going to write a start from to prove only. DP equal to PQ equal to QB. This we have to prove. How we will do proof? First of all, just select a triangle. I'm going to select a triangle this APB. In triangle APB, as you know very well that E is midpoint of AB, right? E is midpoint of AB. And this line is parallel to this. So by using converse of midpoint theorem, you can say that Q is midpoint of PB, right? Q is midpoint of PB. If Q is midpoint, you can say that QB is equals to PQ. And here, again, if you will go in this triangle, DQC, in triangle DQC, F is midpoint and this line is parallel to this, right? And if F is midpoint and these lines are parallel, by using converse of midpoint theorem, P is midpoint of DQ. P is midpoint of DQ. If P is midpoint, you can say that DP is equals to PQ. If DP is equals to PQ and QB equal to PQ, right? QB, PQ, DP. QB equal to PQ, DP equal to PQ. So all are equal. QB equal to PQ equal to DP. Hence proved. This much only. These two triangles you have to select only. First one is this, second one is this. And you have to use midpoint theorem in with this. Next question is question number 7. In question number 7, ACB is a triangle which is right angle at C. It is given to you. M is midpoint of this AB. And if M is midpoint, it is also given that a line through M is drawn which intersect AC at D, right? What you have to show, D is also a midpoint of AC. Okay, this we have to prove. So this is to prove. How we will do? Very simple. If this line is parallel to this, it is given in the question only that DM is parallel to CB and M is midpoint. So by using converse of midpoint theorem, you can say that if one point is given midpoint and line is parallel, then other point will be midpoint of AC. So D is midpoint of AC. You can say AD equal to DC. But lines are parallel also, it is given to you. This was the first part. In second part, you have to prove that this DM is perpendicular on AC. To make it perpendicular, you have to prove that this angle is of 90 degree. These lines are parallel. So by using corresponding angles, ADM, first of all you have to write DM is parallel to CB. ADM angle would be equals to ACB. Reason being corresponding angles. Okay. If corresponding angles are equal, this become 90 degree. This will also become 90. So DM is perpendicular on AC. This was second part only. Okay. Now in third part, what you have to prove? CM equal to MA. CM is this. MA, this you have to make them equal. How you will make? Simply just go in these two triangles and make them congruent. First triangle is this, second is this. How we will make them congruent? First of all, AD would be equal to DC, D is midpoint. Second, 90, 90, angle 1 would be equals to angle 2, each 90 degree. And this point is M. So DM is equals to DM common. So by using CPCT, you can say that AM is equals to CM. Third part was you have to prove AM is equals to CM, but complete part is this is half of AB also. This you have to prove. How you will do? Very simple. For this what we will do, if you want to prove this half of AB also, M is midpoint now. M is midpoint of AB. So you can say that AM is half of AB, right? So I'm going to write over here that AM is half of AB and AM was equals to CM by using CPCT after making the triangles congruent we have done. So you can say AM equal to CM equals to half of AB. Hence proved. Okay. So this was our exercise 8.2. That's all. Thank you. Have a nice day.